Welcome to the Restore It Ralph channel. The engine is in the Jeep, it's all rebuilt, it's running. Time to button up loose ends and get this thing out of the work bay. This thing is pretty much finished except for the cooling system and the front accessory drive. So I gotta figure out how I'm going to remount the alternator. Somebody had converted it to a one wire from a generator and the brackets were less than ideal. So I may be re-engineering that a little bit. But for the most part, I'm hoping this thing just kind of falls together. Bunch of little boring stuff. So just nut and bolt, bolting the radiator in, hooking up the hoses. I actually bypassed the heater core for now because it had a old shutoff valve in the old engine on the heater hose. And I don't know if that heater core leaks because that was closed. So I'm gonna bypass that for now and then fill it full of coolant. It's time to maybe see if this thing will drive around. Starts up, runs great. No leaks so far, but I don't have pressure on it yet. Just filling it up with coolant. I'll let the thermostat open, get it up to temperature, and get it outside. So this is the clutch release cable and Z-bar. And when I went to move the Jeep, with the new clutch, the way it's set up, there was absolutely no free play, and the new clutch wasn't engaging all the way. So there's an adjuster here, and rather than try and fight that underneath the Jeep, I'm gonna try and get it free, but I may end up having to replace this cable. If I was a betting man, I'd have never bet that this thing would come loose. I guess I need to stop betting against this old Jeep. This clutch cable and adjuster is all freed up, along with the jam nut. Didn't have that on my bingo card for the day. It is cold out, but it's time for a test drive. That is, if I can sneak it out of here without pulling the other car out. Made it about, I don't know, 4 feet and then died. And this happened yesterday and then just magically started back up again. I lose spark, so I don't know if it's my coils going bad or what's up. So I popped the high tension lead off the coil and my hand is full of oil now. So I'll bet you that coil shot. Don't know. I knew that if I actually put the bracket on for the coil and made it fit, that I was jinxing myself. So I'm gonna zip tie this one up here and it'll probably just run. It's running again. I'm gonna let it warm up a little bit right here, so that way if it dies again, I can shove it right back in there. Kind of hard to shove it over that threshold, so almost ready. Have a small drip out of that petcock that I did not replace. I tried to tighten it, and I'm not sure if it's gonna seal or not. Maiden voyage. This much pep. Clutch feels good. It actually accelerates in third gear, which is a new thing for this Jeep. quick look. Everything looks good. I guess I better make sure that the four-wheel drive still works, right? Yeah. Yep. Alright, it's cold. I would say this is definitely a successful first test drive. I don't think I need to drive it anymore right now because I'm cold, but I'm very happy. So this is definitely a success and I'm pumped. Well, now that the Jeep is back together, running, and way better than ever used to be, it's ready for the Ohio winter and ready for plow duty. So I probably won't get any more snow this whole season. You're welcome, Ohio. I wasn't going to worry about it, but the weather forecast says snow is coming in tomorrow. So I guess I got to put the plow on the Jeep. This Meyer Electro Lift usually leaks out, so I'm assuming that it's low on fluid. I'm going to hook it up to the battery and test it though. So this thing uses an electric button that runs like a Ford style solenoid, and then takes power off the battery and runs it directly to basically what is an old GM style starter motor that runs a pump, hydraulic pump, and then moves this cylinder up and down for the plow. So we'll test it, see if it does anything. It's what I expected. Pull out the fill plug here, get some kind of funnel contraption to try and put some hydraulic fluid in this thing. I don't have much of this plow hydraulic fluid left, so I try to not spill as much as possible with this terrible funnel here. I actually don't know how much this thing takes. I don't know if I'm supposed to fill this thing to the bottom of the fill hole here. Looks like I'm putting that much in. That's how much I have. See if that makes a difference, I guess. If not, I will put some ATF in this thing because, well, I know I got like a 5-gallon pail of that. So I'm going to pull the release for the cylinder and then pull the arm down. Maybe that'll help purge some of the air out of it as well. Oof. Nothing. There we go. Hopefully it's got enough fluid in it that it will actually lift the plow. All right, time to hook it up. Probably not my best move to wait until it's cold and dark and half raining to put the plow on the Jeep, but we'll do it anyways. I really need to fix this parking brake. I actually forgot. I keep a parking brake right here. Perfect. Looks like I'll be braking in this engine with a plow on the front of it. So this thing attaches with just 2 hitch pins down here, and then the chain goes through right here and lifts it. So with this thing all the way down, I want to leave a little bit of slack in this chain. That way I can unhook it without propping it up. Alright, I guess we're hooked up. Time to see if I got enough fluid in this thing to actually lift it. There we go. Ready to rock. I was pretty sure it would fit here because it barely fit in the house garage with the plow and the mower in line, but couldn't really get much closer. But this thing is ready for action, so hopefully I won't need it. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. The Jeep is back together, road tested, and ready to plow the driveway and play around in. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Restore It Ralph channel.